All right, y'all, we are back with another video. And before we start, please put prayers for Donald Trump in the comment section. We must protect President Trump at all times. And it brings me to this video right here. Now, here's the thing we always ask ourselves, why isn't Nancy Pelosi locked up? This woman should be locked up. She lied about the J6 situation, blaming it on Donald Trump. Footage already came out that she said it was her fault. Donald Trump tried to send the national troops. She the one who denied it, but now she's trying to blame everything on Donald Trump. And now Benny has new footage, even more footage of Nancy Pelosi blaming this all on her. She should be in jail. Her and Chuck Schumer should be in jail for this crap. Will they go to jail? Probably not. Because, you know, Joe Biden ain't going to do anything about this, but sit up here and let this woman lie, and they continue to attach the J6 situation to Donald Trump. When Nancy Pelosi is on video saying it was her fault, she take accountability, but for some reason, they still blaming Donald Trump. I mean, this right here is just crazy to me. But like I said, make sure y'all please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into this so y'all can see even more footage of what really happened. Let's go.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. I'm a big fan of Key and Peele. Do you remember these guys? It's great comedians, and they had a really great sketch show. And one of the sketches they did was a rapper who got arrested because he keeps rapping about the crimes that he did in great detail. And the cops were able to say, "Oh, okay, well, you're clearly guilty of these crimes. You rapped about them." So the moral of the story is, don't put your crimes down into music or on video if you can help it. But Nancy Pelosi is not that smart. New video out from Nancy Pelosi. She filmed all of her response to January 6th while January 6th was happening. And it turns out that Nancy Pelosi believes that she is a total failure for Capitol security in newly released tapes. She says, "We're calling the National Guard now. They should have been called. They should have been here to start. We have totally failed." We have totally failed, not Trump.
How many times did the members ask, are we prepared? Are we prepared? We're not. Prepared for the worst. We're calling the National Guard now. Should have been here to start out. I just don't understand this. We have responsibility, Terry. We did not have any accountability for what was going on there, and we should have. This is ridiculous. You're going to ask me in the middle of the thing when they've already breached the inaugural stuff that should we call the Capitol Police? I mean the National Guard? Why weren't the National Guard there to begin with?
They thought that they had sufficient resources.
That is not a question of how they have. They don't know. They clearly didn't know, and I take responsibility for not having them just prepare for more. So what's the prospect? We're going to stay here all day, the rest of our lives, or what? We're here until what? Until the National Guard decides to come and get rid of these people? Oh my God, I can't believe the stupidity. And it takes full responsibility.
She take full responsibility. You heard it. Not Donald Trump's fault, hers. She's admitting it. She pretty much staged all of this.
Another mysterious video from the January 6th committee released showing Nancy Pelosi wandering the hallways, certainly not in a emergency mode, wandering the hallways. You can see right here Nancy Pelosi waiting for her daughter to keep filming her, and she's put it all on tape. Nancy Pelosi also putting on tape multiple conversations with Chuck Schumer, Ilhan Omar, where she admits that all of the security failures fall on the Democrats. Watch.
Who is that? A reporter.
Some tough guy.
Who didn't? Who are they talking about?
The police.
No sense of urgency.
Wow.
I don't care what they say. They should have had much more anticipation about the National Guard.
Hey, let me tell you.
In case you're wondering who the OG is on all of this, we've been speaking with Kash Patel about this subject matter for a very long time. Kash Patel saying, I was in the White House with Donald Trump authorizing the National Guard.
I was there in the Oval Office days before January 6th when the president executed his authority to authorize the National Guard. And we've covered that. He cannot order them. He cannot hijack the military and order them deployed domestically. After President Trump's authorization, we immediately sent the Secretary of the Army, who is responsible for the National Guard writ large, to Mayor Bowser and the Capitol Police controlled by then Speaker Pelosi, because as the governing authorities of the Washington District area, they have to make a National Guard request pursuant to a presidential authorization before the military can go ahead and deploy National Guard troops across anywhere in America.
So if you're looking for people that were actually responsible for January 6th,
Now, if you look at this, look what this guy Danny Urbina said. He said, breaking newly released surveillance footage from J6 reveals Pelosi staging Capitol evacuation with camera crew, which means she brought her camera crew in there. She had her daughter filming the entire time that she was walking, and they were staging this to try to pan everything on Donald Trump is what they trying to do now. This right here is crazy. This woman should be locked up, but yet she got everybody, especially everybody on the left, these Democrats. You got all of them. They whole talking point is Donald Trump, and they attaching him to this J6 situation where he had nothing to do with when he sent the national troops there, and she denied him. And she's on camera saying, it's my fault. I take full accountability. Not one time in this video, in these clips, did she mention it's Donald Trump's fault. Now, one video that you see that she's saying it's Donald Trump's fault, she said she take full accountability of this, and she won't even get on national TV and tell the truth to the American people. She'll rather just keep on lying and blaming it all on Donald Trump. It's exactly what they've been trying to do for the longest. This is crazy. But you can tell they even said she's staging this entire thing. This woman should be taken into custody. She needs to be arrested, her and Chuck Schumer. Merrick Garland, all of them need to be arrested. They constantly getting away with this crap, and they're going to continue to do it because ain't nothing being done about it. So obviously we can see in these clips that she's staging this entire thing walking through the hallways.
6 look to Democrats and Democrat leadership, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer specifically, who were in charge of protecting the Capitol, who rejected Donald Trump's National Guard, and who, when January 6th was actually ongoing, straight up said, this is our fault. We totally failed. The end.
New video has emerged from the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol, showing then House Speaker Nancy Pelosi hours after rioters stormed the building. The footage was turned over to Congress by HBO and obtained by CBS. And her comments are featured in a documentary by her daughter, Alexandra Pelosi. In it, the then House Speaker can be heard lashing out at then President Donald Trump. Pelosi also criticized the decision not to have the National Guard on site that day.
How many times did the members ask, are we prepared? Are we prepared? We're not. Prepared for the worst. We're calling the National Guard. Now, we should have been here to start out.
CBS News congressional correspondent Scott McFarland is on Capitol Hill for us. And Scott, you've gone over this, so tell us what else Nancy Pelosi has to say and what you found most interesting in these tapes.
There's an awful lot of clips here. She's heard saying that Donald Trump is an enemy, a domestic enemy in the White House, and that he would have to pay a price somehow for the attack on the Capitol January 6th. She also talks about a prompt impeachment and potentially mobilizing the cabinet or urging the cabinet to invoke the 25th Amendment and remove Trump from office. You hear all this as she responds to the real-time information she's getting about this riotous mob of Trump supporters breaching the Capitol and attacking police officers. She also is unequivocal in her condemnation of the security failures that day by the U.S. Capitol Police, by the Sergeant-at-Arms of the House, of the security officials who would leave their jobs just hours after the U.S. Capitol attack, after the disgraceful failures of security. All of this comes as Congress investigates the security failures and how they happened that day. A Republican-led House subcommittee has been doing this for some time. They collected this video, though it was Democrats who released it this morning, ahead of what Republicans are likely to use as a way to criticize Nancy Pelosi.
Scott, it's almost 4 years later. Why are we just seeing these videos now?
So some of this is coming up from that congressional investigation.
And think about it, and that's the reason why, because they know it was Nancy Pelosi's fault. 4 years, and all of a sudden now they release it when Donald Trump started running for president to try to attack him. In which he said he signed them, but Nancy Pelosi denied them. And you can tell she denied having them there because that's why she was like, I take full accountability for this. It's my fault. I should have did something about it. That's exactly what she did. And when she decided not to take the troops that Donald Trump was sending, then now all of a sudden she want to blame it on Donald Trump. You know why she did that? Because she didn't want to take blame for it. She didn't want to go down for it. So she was like, you know what? Let me just blame Donald Trump. When he said he authorized and sent him and you denied him. You denied him. And you know you did because not one time in the clip did you hear her say it's Donald Trump's fault. She didn't say it was Donald Trump's fault. She blamed it on herself. If she knew it was Donald Trump's fault, then why would she say she take accountability for it then if that was the case? I mean, come on. She can't get away with this crap. Her and Chuck Schumer cannot get away with this. They need to be in jail for this crap instead of trying to blame it on Donald Trump when he had nothing to do with it.
Scooping this up as they try to get to the bottom of how the security failures happened, how to prevent them in the future.
Yeah. And then we even seen video clips of the Trump supporter was walking peacefully through the hallways. And you can see it was a police on camera saying, hey, go on in the building, go on in the building. It's all on camera. This woman is just sitting up here, Nancy Pelosi just sitting up here lying. We seen the video clips of the Trump supporter was walking peacefully through the Capitol building. We seen it. It's on tape. And then they got to for somehow turn around and try to put everything on Donald Trump instead of Nancy Pelosi when she was the one who denied the troops. She denied them because she didn't like Donald Trump. So she didn't want nothing from him. Didn't want his help. Didn't want anything. But when everything she felt like broke out, then all of a sudden now let's blame it on Donald Trump. I mean that right there is just crazy. So y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think about this. Like I said, this is wild. Something needs to be done about this. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.